When we started our peer program in our recovery community hub in our RCO in Kokomo, it wasn't very long before I was like, I can't keep up with everything that I'm doing, and we need to start hiring people. So I ran her down. I said, hey, I introduced myself, and I said, I've listened to you speak a few times, and here's what I'm doing, and I really want to give you a job. And there's no interview. I was like, I just want to give you a job.
I wanted to give back. I think that people just get stuck in this cycle of thinking, I'm not good enough, or they're scared of asking for help, and so they just stay stuck for so long, and we don't have to stay stuck.
She just has one of those personalities that everywhere she goes, she just bleeds sunshine. I have witnessed conversations happen in jail with people that I just, that are transformative. It was a young man, and immediately kind of recognized Morgan, and so Morgan and I were kind of separated from him, and she said, I used to sell to this guy, is this okay? And I said, well, I'm here, it's okay. And this guy kept looking at Morgan, and he's like, hey, so like, are you working here? And Morgan's like, yeah, I'm a peer coach. He goes, what's a peer coach? And she told him, and you could see him sitting there, and we're talking, and I said, you get out of this, you get over these hurdles in your life, get past these challenges, and you can come in here and you can work with people, and you could be a peer coach, and you could do this. And this guy just he sits back in the chair, he starts tearing up, all these tears come down, and he just starts sobbing. I'll never forget it as long as I live. He just starts sobbing, and he's like, so you're telling me I could do this? And that was a huge moment for that guy. It was like a life-changing moment, because he never knew he could be anything other than what he was. Everybody just loved her, so it just opened so many doors, and she was a great partner, and she had a huge heart. And then she gets pregnant, and we were like super excited, and then we found out it's twins. We're like, oh my gosh. Everybody knew they were great parents, and we had no idea how difficult the journey would be for them and what that would entail.
We got pregnant with twins, identical boys. And so we had a very traumatic birth story. They came at 27 weeks and 3 days, and they spent a very long time in the NICU. Our boys' names are Lennox and Barron. He's got a lot of medical issues. Barron weighed 1 pound and 12 ounces when he was born, and Lennox weighed 2 pounds and 9 ounces. They were itty bitty tiny babies. So that was a very trying time for us. Barron still requires a lot. He came home from the NICU on oxygen. He's got a G-tube that we use every single day. Shaun and I didn't know each other in active addiction. We met in recovery, so I have no idea how he was like. He has no idea how I was like. But we had our own character defects, right? And so then we come together, and life is great, and we're all about recovery, and we're in meetings like 3-4 times a week, and we're doing all of the things that we're supposed to do, and then bam, literally overnight our life changes. And so that identity that we had created of who we are as people in recovery was taken from us. And that was very challenging to go from 4 meetings a week to no meetings at all.
I think when you're in recovery, you know that a struggle is coming. Just like when inflation happened, a struggle was coming. But at 4 years of sobriety, I felt the struggle coming. And we went through one of those blurred lines. And our twin boys had just come home. And I had that moment. And I'm talking about like a struggle, like in recovery, like driving on the way to work looking for a big tree to hit head on struggle.
Shaun struggled, he spoke on, he struggled with his mental health, and I struggled with my mental health. And then how do you navigate, once the kids come home from the hospital, they have high medical needs.
And I reached out to my support group to say, hey, I'm struggling, like I need to do something.
When they got the babies home and they couldn't come to a meeting, we went to their house. The recovering community surrounded them. Not that you need to get to a meeting and you guys let your parents stay with the babies and get out here to this meeting. No, we're going to take the meeting to them. We had many meetings on their porch. That's community. That's how you do it. That shows you care. And they knew it. They knew we cared. This didn't make it it didn't make things easier, but it helped them process and get through that process and trust that you're going to get through it.
Fact is that they came. And if we would have built relationships with these people to begin with, they would have never known we were struggling and that we needed help. So it was important. I mean, we would have never made it. I would have never made it. Never. I would have never made it through all of that if it wouldn't have been for the firm foundation of recovery that we had built.
And those two together are a dynamic duo. And both of them are miracles, and their two boys are miracles.
She's kind of the epitome of what we're trying to do here. We're trying to take people out of criminal activity and make them productive members of society. I'm extremely proud of what she's accomplished. She's an amazing young lady. She is a terrific mother. She's reaching her potential, and that's very, very gratifying.
I just want everyone to know I'm Morgan's father, and that's my son-in-law. He's came a long way. Trust me, I've been there. The greatest thing they gave me in recovery was Lennox Michael Odom and Baron Ross Odom. And to see both of these two people mature and grow and become parents, I never really thought that it was possible. They're the best parents I've ever seen in my life. And for everyone that's in here that's in recovery, whether you have 1 day or whether you have 20 days, recovery works if you work the program. And I always told Morgan, I said, Morgan, it's not how you start, but it's how you finish. And they're living proof that recovery does work.
Both your stories of recovery are incredible. But we really, really appreciate you being here with all of us tonight and showing up and sharing your heart. Thank you for being people who give back. And I really, really am thankful, Morgan, that you continue to show up and give back, because you both have a lot to share. Your stories are both incredible. So everybody, if we could please bring our hands together and thank them both for coming and showing up tonight. We really appreciate it.
I mean, it's our way of giving back what was freely given to us. But there's somebody out there that's going to attempt this for the first time, and they don't know if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And that's where your recovery speakers come in, is showing them that, like, yeah, there's a way to recover, and there's a way to be able to do the things you want to do in life.
It is very important to celebrate each other, because it's hard. Like, life is hard in general, but then you throw all the other stuff that we've done in our lives on top of it, and to overcome is such an achievement.